And we say good morning to. We are live again at Freddy's in North Johnson City on this Friday, kicking off the weekend. Hope you're getting ready to have a great weekend. The weather's going to be perfecto. It's going to be very, very nice here in the Tri-Cities, and it feels like June and July, and I'm not complaining. I love it. Although it's February the 23rd, our show number is number 695. I love it, and so we're here again at Freddy's in North Johnson City. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and so our verse to get it started today is out of the book of Romans. Romans 8:27 and 28 says, "Love me, and I will see to it that all things work together for your good. For I know the mind of my spirit. I am constantly interceding for you according to my will," which is fantastic. And so we're here again live at Freddy's in North Johnson City. Woohoo! You talking about the custard's going to be good? The PBC&Y peanut butter cup, and I'm not even sure what the B stands for. I guess I should get that and read that. PBC, that's what I get every time when I'm in here. I just know it's Reese's peanut butter, banana. Peanut butter cup and banana. Silly me, I should know that. Also the Hawaiian Delight, the Chocolate Brownie Delight, and the Signature Turtle. We'll talk all about that here as we're live at Freddy's in North Johnson City. And so here's our guest lineup. We're loaded for bear. Doug Fritz is going to come by in a few minutes to talk about basketball, the regional preview. Karen Tunnell from the Kingsport Speedway will be here in a few minutes. Also, we're going to be joined by Mike Hedrick, top of the hour, the NASCAR fans reporter. And we've got a gentleman right here ready to go. He's going to talk a little baseball. He has a great article in the paper about a young man by the name of Tristan Archer. We're going to talk to him in just a second, as we are about him in just a second. Let's get that on there. And there he is, our buddy Jeff Birchfield from the Johnson City Press. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning, Tom.
Woo!
We're ready to go, aren't we? We're ready for a signature turtle.
Are you going to get you a signature turtle?
Maybe. Chocolate Brownie Delight looks pretty good,
baby. You can't go wrong with any of these. And the custard, there's something different about this custard. I don't know how to explain it. It's just smoother and richer. And it's like custard back when I was a kid. And it's very, very good. And so you got to come by here. Of course, we've got the great lunch. You can't go wrong with the double. You can't go wrong with the grilled cheese sandwich. Now they got the fish here for the month of February. We're going to talk all about that. Also, some mint chocolate. And so all this, again, available here at Freddy's in North Johnson City on the state of Franklin, right down the street right across, I should say, the parking lot from Food City. All right, here we go. We're going to talk a little NASCAR, and my man's getting ready. We're getting ready to roll off and do a triple header this weekend in Atlanta, and we'll start with, tomorrow. Is that correct? We got racing. What'd I do with my...
tomorrow at Atlanta, and then like you were talking about earlier, we got a lot of stuff going on locally, too, this weekend there for sure.
All right, let's get here and go first about the snit between Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick. Everybody seems to be kind of up in the air about what's going on, and so what's your take right now on what's going on what's going on in NASCAR with the arguments coming out of the Daytona 500? What do you think?
Well, to sort of catch people up to speed, as Denny Hamlin made sort of an offhanded comment. He said it was a joke, but the guys didn't take it that way, that like 70% of the field is on Adderall, which is helps you with your concentration all. And so, the guys really took offense to that. Bubba Wallace was one that he apparently referred to, and Kevin Harvick, and those guys didn't like it at all,
So Adderall is a substance that helps these drivers focus over a long period of time, right?
Yeah, and that, if you remember A.J. Allmendinger a few years ago, that was actually the substance that they found, in his system there that when he got suspended at that time. So it's pretty serious for the race car drivers, because, if one of them gets suspended, I mean, it's one thing if you suffer a suspension in a sport like football or baseball or basketball, but, in NASCAR, you're not only answering to NASCAR and your team, you're answering to sponsors as well, So these big companies don't really want, be associated with anything illegal like that.
No. So Denny Hamlin's joke that 70% of NASCAR drivers take Adderall or a similar type of medicine to stay focused has not set well with NASCAR officials and a number of drivers, including Kevin Harvick. Now, he's really come out and said, Denny, quote, I love this, sometimes it's better not to go on rants on Twitter and defend yourself. This is Harvick's quote. Sometimes you just need to quit talking, and this is definitely probably one of those instances. I would call it an edgy interview source where all this came from. Sometimes, Denny, you just got to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
You would say what to that?
Kevin's probably got a good point. There's rare that I agree with Kevin Harvick, but, it's probably a good point. There's probably sometimes when you say things and you regret later. I know I'm guilty of that myself at times.
Absolutely. We all are. We wish you could kind of reach out and say something and go, Man, I wish I could pull that back, but it's out there. So Bubba Wallace and Hamlin made contact after the race. What's your take on all that? Was that just racing, or was somebody in the wrong?
Well, this was like after the press conference, the media center. I think they had like a confrontation after that was over, and this was part of it, and then part of it was the way they raced each other. Bubba Wallace thought that he was getting a little rough with him on that last lap, but it's a Daytona 500, man. You got to go,
Sure.
for it there. The same thing with the Austin Dillon, Eric Almirola deal. I mean, you got to go for the win at that point.
Absolutely. And he knew that, and he gets that. That's what Amarola said, look, if I was at the tables return, I've been doing the same thing. It's the Daytona 500. It's a career-changing race. If I can win this puppy, I'm going to win it. So, and that's what Austin Dillon did.
Yeah,
so.
and in fairness to Austin on that last lap, I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, well, he just flat out wrecked him and dumped him, which he did. But I will say this, though, also Almirola was blocking pretty heavily on that last lap as well.
We're at Freddy's in North Johnson City. We're broadcasting live. Got the great 50s music here. It's almost like a throwback to the 50s and 60s, back to the old days. So neat stuff. All right, so here we go. We got racing coming up this weekend. It starts with the Camping World Truck Series. Actually starts with the Xfinity Series tomorrow at 2:30. Then you have the Camping World Truck Series tomorrow at 4:30 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And then, of course, the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 on Sunday. Let's start with the Camping World Truck Series. What do you think about this race?
It should be. I mean, with all three races, you're getting from the restrictor plate track to more of a traditional, 1.5 mile track. So this should be a little better barometer of who we think will be maybe some of the favorites going into the season.
Christopher Bell is the defending champ of that race. He will not be in the field. I've got the entry list here. He will not be in the field. But a young man that raced last year in Kingsport is going to be there. Justin Fontaine in that number 45 truck for Nice Motorsports. Again, the Promatic Automation Superior Essex Chevrolet. So Justin Fontaine, a former Kingsport Speedway driver, is in the field tomorrow.
Yeah, and Justin's a talented driver. He's from around Asheville and stuff, so sort of a local guy, and he's, like I said, he raced at Kingsport. Most people remember him, the big wreck he had down there at Daytona a couple of years ago in the ARCA car where he took the bad flip. But, that being said, I mean, he's a talented driver, and I look for him to do well. One guy I really think can maybe make an impact right now is Ben Rhodes. He's a young guy who's also raced at Kingsport from up in Louisville. And then, of course, your man Kyle Busch. This is his first Truck Series start of the season.
There you go. And so all that's going on in the first race. That'll be, or the second race, the Camping World Truck Series. The Xfinity Series, last week Johnny Sauter won the truck race. The Xfinity Series last week, closest race in NASCAR history between teammates Tyler Reddick and Elliott Sadler. Of course, they both drive for Dale Earnhardt Jr., Junior Motorsports. So either way, he came out a winner, and he was excited. But the young buck beat the old veteran. Reddick beat Elliott Sadler.
Yeah, it's not surprising. And then you mentioned Christopher Bell in there as well. I mean, there's a lot of good young talent coming up, so I think that was maybe an overall take from Daytona that, hey, maybe the sport's not as in bad shape as everyone was thinking it's going to be with some of these veteran guys gone.
Cup drivers racing tomorrow in the Xfinity Series race will include Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick. Trying to go up and down through and see real quick who else is going to be there. I guess that's it. There's got to be more than that. Let me double check here. We're talking to Jeff Birchfield. Again, we are live here again at Freddy's. Ty Dillon, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick. Yeah, just three of them going to be in the race tomorrow for the Xfinity Series. And so 43 cars should be ready to go for that one. But then we go to the Cup race on Sunday. Only 36 cars out there, the lowest number in many, many, many years. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I mean, just some of the cost and stuff we've seen recent years as far as escalating with NASCAR, and hard for some of these teams to get sponsorship, just to be frank about it. So,
Kevin Harvick, again, a guy that led for more than 100 laps last year. Keselowski came out and won the race. Harvick set on the pole. Harvick a win, 6 top 5s, 12 top 10s in Atlanta. Also Keselowski a win, 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s. And then you look at Jimmy Johnson, who has had a lot of success at the track, leads it, active drivers with 5 wins. And so, his numbers, he's had 14 top 5s, 16 top 10s, an average finish of 11th. at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So are those your three favorites tomorrow? Kozlowski, or rather Sunday, Kozlowski, Harvick, and JJ?
Yeah, and Johnson, there's been a few races I know where he's come close down there at Atlanta also. So, and the good thing is for anybody who's wishing to attend that race, it's about a 5-hour trip from the Tri-Cities, but they have a guarantee in Atlanta if bad weather and all that, you can get like a refund and all. So that's
really?
good. So pretty. When I say or not a refund, but you can get for another race, so they'll honor your what you paid for entry to the next year's race.
That's pretty cool.
That is.
I did not know that. So Atlanta Motor Speedway triple header, 2 tomorrow and 1 on Sunday is what they're calling for. So coming out of the Daytona 500, what's your take? You feel good about it's only one race. I know the TV ratings were down, but you feel good about it, or what do you think going to Atlanta?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good weekend for the sport. You had a lot of young drivers, like we were talking about, that performed well. So, I think that was a good thing for the sport. It's obviously a popular win when you have the number 3 and the number 43 cars up front, So, that set well with a lot of guys as well, And then it's, just exciting race, I thought. I mean, a lot of times these restrictor plate races we've seen in the past, guys will ride around to the last 50 laps, and that didn't happen, on Sunday.
We are 51 days out from the Food City 500. We're 50 days away from the Xfinity Series racing, and what are you hearing about going on in Bristol right now? Everybody getting revved up?
Yeah, everybody at Bristol seems pretty excited, about some of the young guys. I know as soon as Austin Dillon won the race, they were putting out a press release on the history of the number 3 at Bristol Motor Speedway, and then I know my column earlier this week was pointing out how Austin Dillon raced, a lot at the local dirt tracks before he made it to the big time and all. So, it's pretty neat. And speaking of that, of course, Volunteer Speedway tomorrow opens up as well, the first race of the season.
And right down the street, we're going to steal Karen's thunder. She's going to be here in a minute, but right down the street will be a big day tomorrow at the Johnson City Mall, and 30 cars and a boatload of drivers going to be in there. It's going to be a great day at the mall tomorrow.
Yeah, that was very successful last year. It was the first year they moved it from Fort Henry Mall in Kingsport to the mall at Johnson City, and it ended up being one of the largest shopping days of the year at the mall, from what I understand. They had a ton of foot traffic last year.
That's great. It'll be tomorrow, all day tomorrow. Again, we'll let Karen tell you more about that coming up here in a little while. We've also got our buddy Doug Fritz going to join us here in just a couple of minutes talking basketball. But before I let you go, you had a great story in both papers, carrying both in the Johnson City Press and the Kingsport Times News, over the guy we used to call Smoke when I called his games, Tristan Archer from Sullivan South, trying to make it into the bigs this year. Tell me about it.
Yeah, he's out in spring training now in Arizona, and he probably won't know anything at the end of spring training as far as major leagues, but probably end up going back to AAA, Colorado Springs. All he's asked for is just opportunity to keep on, playing at this point, because he is 27 now, so he's at that age, where, it's this is a pivotal year for him for sure. So, but hopefully, he makes it, and we've got a shot this year of having as many as 4 guys from right here in the, Johnson City, Kingsport area being in the big leagues. And I know you've had guys from Bristol as well, like Justin Grimm up with the Cubs, but we've got a chance with Daniel Norris still at the Tigers, and then you've got Will Craig, who's in the Pirates organization, was a first-round draft pick. You got Will Carter, who's in Double-A with the Yankees, and then you got Tristan there with the Brewers. So, it's an exciting time for a lot of local baseball people.
Absolutely. And, of course, they start today. We're going to run down the spring training schedule. Today's the first day for Major League Baseball, and spring training games begin today in earnest across both Florida and Arizona for Major League Baseball, which is an exciting time. Of course, high school baseball starts here in a couple of weeks, and we'll have these guys back on in a little while in the next couple of weeks to talk about high school baseball and softball getting cranked up. But, again, should be a great
Yeah, this weather outside's got me thinking about baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
Last year, when I was down there in West Palm Beach, that's the newest park in the majors as far as spring training. So I got to see the Washington Nationals play a few times, the Red Sox, and then the Houston Astros also shared that park. And, of course, that's pretty neat to get to see the World Series champions play.
There you go. We got lots to talk about still yet here on the show, and so my man Jeff Birchfield's come through and talk a little baseball and some racing. And, again, there is racing this weekend at Volunteer Speedway. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And we didn't even touch on basketball. We got a ton of that going on as
well.
We got a ton
well, your man over here said, if I don't get a chance to talk basketball, I'm going to walk out. So, no, he didn't. There he goes. No, our buddy Doug Fritz is going to be here with us as well. I'm blessed to have two guys from the Johnson City Press here, and so we're looking forward to talking to Doug here in just a few minutes. So you say Sunday, Jimmy Johnson, Harvick, Keselowski, is that your three pre-race favorites?
I'd say those three probably are the favorites down there because they all three do run really, really well at that track,
Are you hungry?
I'm hungry. I'm ready for some Freddy's.
He's ready for some Freddy's. Oh, boy, that may be the new marketing. He may make a lot of money off that. We're ready for Freddy's. Only Birchfield would have come up with that. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Great job. Thank you, my friend. Right back. We'll come after the break, and Doug Fritz jumps in, talks basketball regionals tonight for the ladies, regionals tomorrow night for the guys. You either win or you go home. We'll tell you all about that, who's playing where next, here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're here live at Freddy's in North Johnson City. Well, Doug gets some very important information he wants to pass on. Let me tell you about some of the things we've got here. Let's talk about those signature specialties. The signature turtle, vanilla custard, hot fudge, hot caramel, and toasted pecans. Ooh, yes. The PBC&B, the vanilla custard, Reese's peanut butter cup banana. Of course, you can also get, if you want, you can get the chocolate custard as well. Then you can get a dirt and worms, which is vanilla custard, Oreo cookie pieces, and gummy worms. That's a big hit with the kids. The Hawaiian Delight, vanilla custard, pineapple, strawberry, coconut, and macadamia nuts, or the chocolate brownie delight. Chocolate custard, hot fudge, and brownie. They've also got milkshakes. They got all kinds of toppings. If you can see if I can show you the toppings. Check out, this is the menu. Look at all the toppings here on the right, starting with the hot fudge and finishing up with rainbow sprinkles. All these different topics they've got. That's the custard portion of it. Then, of course, you got the meals, and you start with the world-famous original double, 2 steak burger patties with mustard, pickles, and onion, along with fries or onion rings for less than $8. Also, the Freddy's all-beef hot dog. They got the Chicago dog, Freddy style, the Freddy's single steak burger and hot dog. You can get a steak burger and a hot dog, and either the shoestring potatoes, fries, or onion rings for less than $8. Also, the original double patty melt, grilled cheese sandwich, a grilled chicken breast, bacon and cheese double steak burger. All these are the sandwiches made here at Freddy's, and made, they're made to order, quite frankly. So they're sitting back there on the grill, making them as you order them. So we're here at Freddy's in North Johnson City. Again, the taste that brings you back. Right here at Freddy's, eat here all the time, love it. We were just, last Sunday after church, brought the girls in here, and they just go on about Freddy's. And of course, there's also the birthday club for the kids, and they also have got a chance for you. They've got a great reading program that you can get involved in, where you can get some free Sundays with your classroom. I know there's 3 classes at a local school here in Johnson City that's benefiting from reading books and getting free mini Sundays from Freddy. So that's something else they give back to community with as well. He's here with us, our buddy Doug Fritz of the Johnson City Press. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's basketball time in Tennessee. Tonight it is the regionals, AAA, AA, single A. Winners move on, losers go home. Tomorrow night will be the gentlemen. So let's start chronologically, or I guess starting with the bigger schools. Let's start with AAA. Give me your thoughts tonight. Game 1, Sevier County against the top 5 ranked team in the state, the Lady Trailblazers of Daniel Boone, in Gray tonight. What do you think about this one?
Well, it's always, at this time of year, no matter what the matchup is, and Boone's obviously a favorite, you're always a little antsy at this time of year because, basketball is the kind of sport where, you can have an off night like any sport, and if you have an off night for long enough in the game, you can get upset. So you go into these games, because they're elimination games, you go into them a little hesitant, or you try not to, but the nerves can get a hold of you. But Boone's in good shape. They're at home. They're favored, but they still have to come out and play well.
Science Hill travels to Morristown West tonight. Another team has been ranked in the state in the top 10 all season long. Lady Hilltoppers and Morristown West tonight in Morristown.
Well, that's a tremendous matchup. It's a shame that they have to match up in the region quarterfinals, because that's 2 teams that should have had a chance to go on to the sectional, and only one of them is going to get that chance. The fact that it's at Morristown West makes it very tough on a young Science Hill team. That's a tough ask for Science Hill to go down there and win that basketball game. And I think Morristown West is the favorite.
Tonight, Jefferson County, the Lady Patriots, have been home against the Cherokee Lady Chiefs. How do you see this one?
Well, Jeff County beat Morristown West, and that's all I need to know about them. They're a good basketball team. They wouldn't be able to beat West, even though they were 0-3 against them, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, during the regular season, but 1-1 when it counted. So they get a good basketball team. They should be able to easily handle Cherokee.
Bill Francis will take his Lady Indians of Dobbins Minute on the hardwood at the Buck Van Ness Dome. He'll take them out on the floor against Morristown East. Who do you like there? Well,
another good matchup there, but I like DB at home. I like the way they're playing late in the season. They've turned it on at the right time, and this is a game they should win.
See on the screen, we're talking to Doug Fritz and the Johnson City Press. Love having these guys on. Again, it sounds like I'm schmoozing them, but I'm not. He and Jeff and Tanner and Joe Avento add so much to my show when I get them on. These guys are the experts. They know what they're doing. I'm just kind of the setup guy. So everything starts at 7 o'clock tonight, by the way. The AA tournament, Sullivan Central, the Lady Cougars, with an outstanding sophomore. I sat beside Doug in the championship game the other night. We both were raving about Abby Crawford, the young lady who's only a 10th grader at Central. They host Granger tonight. What do you think of that ball game?
Well, Granger's reeling a little bit after coming out of the district tournament in District 2 in 4th place, but they've got an outstanding basketball program. They've got a very good team this year that challenged South Green a couple of times, and they've got a very good coach. And you put all those, and they've got tons of tournament experience. I mean, they're just loaded with tournament experience. Been in the state tournament, been in the sectional year after year after year, and even won a state tournament game, got to semifinals one year. So this is tough for Central, who doesn't have all those things. Well, basically what Central's got is a really good basketball team. They're playing at home. They've got a dominant player in Abby Crawford. They're going to really have to lean on her if they're going to have a chance to win this game. I think Granger's favored, even though they're on the road and even though they're the 4th seed, but it's definitely a game Central can win.
Also tonight in AA basketball, Tori Hale, the coach of the Lady Rebels of Sullivan South, takes her team to Chucky Doak to play the Lady Black Knights. How do you see that one tonight?
Well, you know, all of the District 1 teams are at a disadvantage because District 2 is stronger this year from top to bottom. So the teams that are on the road really have a tough challenge. And Chucky Doak, I tell you what, Chucky Doak's as feisty and as tough as a team year in, year out as you're going to see. So unless South goes down there and plays an outstanding game, takes care of the basketball, and can guard the perimeter, they're going to have a long night.
Everybody, I've not seen them play this year, but everybody has said the team in Northeast Tennessee in girls basketball, the Lady Rebels of South Green. Sullivan East draws them tonight at South Green, and on paper it should be a South Green victory.
Oh yeah, no doubt. South Green was good anyway with Lamb in the middle there. She's the Miss Basketball candidate, and just they're the 2-time defending Class A state champion. I think they believe they're going to win it again this year in AA and make it a trifecta. But you know, they got a guard back that had been out, one of their better players. I think it's Weichel. Maybe a little off kilter on the names down this year, but you know they should have no trouble with Sullivan East.
The last AA girls game of the night will be at Unicoi County. They all start at 7 o'clock. The Lady Blue Devils hosting the Lady Green Devils of Greenville at Unicoi County tonight. How do you see this one?
Well, again, kind of like Central Unicoi, it's a game they can win, but Greenville's awful tough, and they've got Sydney Lawler, and they're a good basketball team, good basketball program. They're year in, year out. Unicoi County is going to have to play a little bit above their heads to be able to pull that out.
Winners move on. Losers are done for the season. Single A tonight. North Green hosting Jellicoe. What do you think about that one?
Well, North Green should be fine at home. I think that should be a dominant victory for them. They got through a very tough district and won the championship. They should be in good shape.
The Lady Highlanders of Cloudland on a long bus ride to Greenback to play that single A game. What do you think about that one tonight?
Better pack a sandwich for that trip. That's a long ride. But I like Mike Lunsford's team on the road. I don't think District 2 is as strong as District 1. I do think that's a game that's more of a 50-50 game than any of them. But I think Cloudland's got a great chance of going down there and bring back a win.
Hampton's Lady Bulldogs tonight play at Cosby.
Hampton's not been consistent enough down the stretch here. They've had a tough season record-wise, but they have played a tough schedule. But going to Cosby and winning is going to be hard. I think that Cosby will take that.
And Unaka, the Lady Rangers tonight at home against Washburn in the final single A game.
Shouldn't be any problem at all for Unaka. They should win that in a breeze.
So the winners of the single A will go to Cock County for the semifinals on Monday night. The AA winners will go to Chucky Doak, and the AAA winners will be at Jefferson County. So that's where we go for girls basketball, AAA, AA, and single A. Tomorrow night, the gentlemen. Let's break those down for us when we got a chance. We're talking to Doug Fritz. We're live here at Freddy's in North Johnson City. Not heard much from our buddy over here. Once he got his food, it's been all quiet on the front. He's wolfing it down. Is it good? Rolling? What'd you get? California burger.
Hey,
oh, yeah. There you go. You going to get your little custard, little signature turtle? It's like a big kid. Yeah, he's like a big old kid. Jeff Birchville, I love him. All right, so AAA basketball. Let's start with single A and work our way up this time. Tomorrow night, all the guys play Jellicoe at North Green on the boys' side. What do you think?
Okay, so we're over to the boys' side. And, North Green, they've really surprised me down the stretch here. They've got a good basketball team, a good coach, and I think they've done a great job this year, and they should be able to handle Jellicoe at home.
We'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway on Monday, broadcasting live. Maybe I can get Doug to call in and get his take on what happened over the weekend, because the semifinals will be for the ladies on Monday and the semifinals for the guys on Tuesday. First game in the books, all right, Jellicoe, North Green. Also tomorrow night, the Hampton Bulldogs, the coach Ned Smith, will be at Cosby. How do you like that one?
I'd like to say I think Hampton can go down there and win, but, Cosby's only lost. I was double-checking on their schedule. They've only lost one game to a single-A team all year, and that was in the District 2 championship game, a team they had beaten already. Cosby's just too good and playing at home, and unless Hampton just goes out there and shoots lights out, they'll have trouble keeping up with them.
University High, the Junior Bucks tomorrow night. The boys will play at Greenback. How do you see that one?
Well, it's a game UH has got a shot in, but it's going to be tough to go down there and beat Greenback, who took care of Cosby in the District 2 final. So I think that's going to be a game Greenback wins.
Then the Sullivan North Golden Raiders will be at home tomorrow night against Hancock County. That's not happened for a while. It's been a great postseason for Sullivan North. Can they beat Hancock County tomorrow night?
I don't think North's been at home since they started the new region format in the quarterfinals, boys or girls. So that's a good thing for them. They should be fine. They should not only be at home, they should get a first win in a while in that setting.
Talking to Doug Fritz again, the Johnson City Press. Karen Tunnell joins us coming up next from the Kingsport Speedway. And then top of the hour, Mike Hedrick joins us from the NASCAR Fans Reporter, our twice-a-week visit from our buddy from Northern Virginia. Double-A basketball tomorrow night. Johnson County, the Longhorns, the runner-up in the District 1 tournament to Unicoi County. They're hosting Chucky Doak tomorrow night. What do you think about that one up in Mountain City?
Well, I think Johnson County's, they got the kind of home court advantage. They just play well up there, and that gym will be so packed it'll be ridiculous. If you want to go to that game, you need to get there early. And Bud Eisenhower, who's coming off a hot game in district championship, he shoots lights out at home. And then, they got Blake Atwood. That's a good basketball team. It's going to be tough for Doak to pull that one out like Johnson County.
Happy Valley plays tomorrow night at Granger. Can the Warriors go on the road and get an upset?
That's almost a lead pipe cinch that Granger's going to win that game. And that's not so much just Happy Valley's only won 7 or 8 games this season. It's more the fact that Granger's really good, and Happy Valley's got to make a long road trip, and Happy Valley's not had a lot of region experience, and Granger has, and it's just a whole bunch of factors.
The other side of the regional, Elizabethton at South Green tomorrow night. Can the Cyclones get the upset?
Absolutely. I think that's not a 50-50 game, but it's maybe a 55-45 game. I think Elizabethton's got a great chance on the road. South Green's really big, so Elizabethton will have to, take care of the box outs, try and get them in some foul trouble, and if they do that, I think Elizabethton can win that basketball game. Trevor
Hensley and Unicoi County Blue Devil boys team tomorrow night hosting the Greenville Green Devils. What about that game?
Always a little bit. If I'm playing Greenville in the region tournament on the boys' side especially, I'm always a little bit unsure of myself because I know Greenville's going to be athletic, they're going to be well coached, and you don't even look at their record, and they have a really, really good history in the region tournament. And so, I think Unicoi is going to win, but I also think that's going to go down to the last 3 or 4 minutes of that game. They're going to have to fight for it.
And then the AAA's tomorrow night. Sevier County at Science Hill, right down the road here in Johnson City. Hilltoppers or the Smoky Bears?
I like the Hilltoppers, but some people may think that's going to be a blowout. I don't. I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to come down to a few possessions in the fourth quarter, and Science Hill is going to have to make some shots down the stretch to pull out that win.
Crockett's boys will be at Morristown East tomorrow night.
I'd like to say if Crockett plays at the absolute top of their level, they have a chance in that ball game. But if they don't, they're probably going to get beat double digits.
Daniel Boone at Jefferson County tomorrow night.
Jefferson County, they like I had in my story today, they've got 5 wins over the top 2 seeds coming this tournament. They beat DB twice. They beat Morristown East 3 times. So they're 5-1 against those top 2 seeds. So to me, they come in as favorite. I can't see Daniel Boone going down there beating them on their home court. And then the rest of the tournament's at Jeff County too. So they're going to be tough.
Last one again for the guys tomorrow night at the Buck Van Huss Dome. Dobbins Minute. First-year coach Chris Poor's got him as a conference champion, a district champion. They'll host the South Doyle Cherokees tomorrow night. DB or the Cherokees?
Well, I hadn't even had a chance to really learn anything about South Doyle, so flying blind there. But I do know a lot about DB, and I do know that they're going to go in there and give a lot of effort under their first-year head coach who's doing a tremendous job, Chris Poor, and I like DB to win that basketball game.
Did you get a chance to pull it off your phone?
Yeah, I was looking at the
interesting story here we're about to tell you.
The college basketball scandal thing has broken loose. They're naming names, basically, and I understand this surface level a little bit, but the interesting thing is apparently what these agents were doing is they were giving loans to college basketball players and they were going to get repaid once they got in the NBA, I'm sure with interest. So $73,500 to former NC State guard and current Dallas Maverick guard Dennis Smith, $36,000 to former Kentucky and current Heat center Bam Adebayo. So this list goes on. There's tons of players named in this. And then there's also, when you get down through here, it starts going into current players, including Michigan State sophomore Miles Bridges, who's a National Player of the Year candidate. They said that his mother received a $400 advance, and they paid a $70 meal for his parents, which I don't even think that should be on there, but whatever. The 400's pretty bad. But the schools that they name, listen to this, current and recent players from. These are the schools that could face NCAA sanctions as early as this year, maybe even affect their tournament eligibility, although there's a lot of gray area on whether that will actually happen. Alabama, Duke, North Carolina, Creighton, South Carolina, Utah, Xavier, Clemson, Kansas, Texas, Notre Dame, Virginia, Iowa State, and Vanderbilt. And that may not even be all of them. Seems like on another list, but I think it's interesting to see that, Tennessee's not on there, Auburn's not on there, some schools that I think people thought were going to be on there. And there's questions about whether these players are they going to be charged with anything, the players themselves? Will players be ruled ineligible for the tournament this year? And there's a lot of, apparently, everything's unclear at this moment about how this is going to impact everything, but it could be just really, really crazy.
Players of more than 20 Division I men's basketball programs have been identified as possibly breaking NCAA rules through violations that were uncovered by the FBI's investigation into corruption of the sport. As Doug said, schools identified as having players who possibly, innocent until proven guilty, but possibly violated NCAA rules include Duke, North Carolina, Texas, Kentucky, Michigan State, Southern Cal, and Kansas. At least 25 players are linked to impermissible benefits, as he said, including Michigan State's Miles Bridges, Alabama's Colin Sexton, and Duke's Wendell Carter. Oh, boy. And this is all detailing the work of former NBA agent Andy Miller. So we're talking three dozen Division I programs potentially. So they have the FBI releases information it required during its investigation. Includes more than 4,000 conversations intercepted through wiretaps and financial records. They got them dead to right here, my friend.
Yeah,
it's going to get ugly.
They went about it the right way. They went and got an NBA agent. They went to him, and then he spilled the beans. And I don't know if it was the Miller guy that they went to, but they got inside information, and they used that as the basis to begin their investigation. And it's kind of like those crime shows you see where they grant somebody immunity and they spill the beans and they go get everybody. So it sounds like that's what's happened here.
Other teams with current or former players who allegedly received payments were South Carolina, Louisville, Utah, Xavier, Wichita State, Clemson, and Alabama. Other players named include former LSU guard Tim Quarterman, former Maryland center Diamond Stone, and former Kentucky center Bam Adebayo. So there you go. This is going to get real ugly real quick.
And I'm thinking what these stories that are out now, these are going to change and these are going to morph into other things, and they're going to be, it's going to get probably worse before it gets better. But it's interesting, if they, and maybe it won't happen right away, but if it does, can you imagine what the NCAA tournament's going to look like if teams get taken out of it, or even some of these players like Miles, if Bridges comes out of that, that's a team people would pick to win the whole thing, but not without him. So they may not even win a game without him. So I don't know.
Go get interesting. Doug Fritz, John City Press. Thank you, my friend. Great job. You hungry?
I'll eat. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. All right. Get in there and grub out. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We've got Karen Tunnell from the King Sports Speedway. She joins us next year on show number 695 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. There she is. We go from the Beasts, that would be them two boys that was here, to the beauty, Miss Karen Tono. And again, she's here with us from Kingsport Speedway. Good morning, young lady. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great, Tom. Glad to be here.
Oh, I'm glad you came too. You just came back from Daytona, did you not?
I did. I got to come back from beautiful weather to beautiful weather, so that was pretty good.
So you were down there on behalf of Kingsport Speedway, and tell us, for folks who have never been down there for Speed Week at Daytona International Speedway, what was it like?
Oh, Speed Weeks is awesome. There's racing every night between the Daytona Speedway, New Smyrna Speedway, Volusia County. So if you're wanting to see short track racing, dirt, asphalt, whatever, there's something for everybody.
Kingsport Speedway, we call it the Concrete Jungle. I had a great year last year. Kind of do a recap of how things went last year in 2017.
Yes, we did. We had an awesome year last year. A lot of new champions, a lot of people that hadn't won championships before, repeat champions from years back, great car counts, just everything was really good last year. Really proud of 17 season.
Absolutely. Now, we've been told that Lonesome Pine has opted not to run this year, so they're going to stay closed. They hope to get back open the next couple of years, but what that does, I guess, all the cars normally raced in Coburn will now come towards Kingsport, and there'll be even more car count, right?
Yes, we look, we're sad to see our sister track, Lonesome Pine Raceway, close its doors. Hope it's not indefinite. A lot of other tracks that have shut down in the area, Newport Speedway, Motor Mile Speedway. So we're looking for increased car counts, increased fan counts. We've actually been looking at our parking situation, so if we run out of parking, that's going to be a good thing. But I really look for the 18th season to probably be one of the best we've ever had at Kingsport.
What a happy problem to have. You got to look into increased parking because we're anticipating big crowds. And, you know, financially on a Friday night or Saturday night at the Speedway, it's a great value for the family, isn't it?
It really is. I think we've got a lot going on for the Tri-Cities area. There's not a lot to do unless you go to the Pigeon Forge area or travel out of town. So if you're into racing and you like NASCAR, you really need to come and check us out on Friday nights.
I know some of the guys that have been racing there recently at Kingsport Speedway are now moved on up. I know Justin Fontaine's in the Camping World Truck Series. He'll race tomorrow in Atlanta. Had a good run down at Daytona. Also, Chad Fincham, who races from Knoxville, has been at the Kingsport Speedway and raced there last year. So when you come to the Kingsport Speedway, you truly do see some of the stars and move on up to into the Cup or the Xfinity or the Truck Series.
Yes, you do. We were so proud of Justin on his 10th place finish, and Chad Fincham, he's been a past champion at Kingsport and Lonesome Pine Raceway. So when you sit and you watch these guys on TV and you know they've cut their teeth at the jungle, yeah, it makes you very proud.
Cut their teeth at the jungle. I like how she says that, the concrete jungle. So it gets started on March the 24th, is that right?
Yes, March the 24th will be our first race. Our first 3 races are on Saturdays. Our first open practice will be March the 3rd. That is open to the public for free. You can come sit in the grandstands and watch. And if you've never been there and you see these cars, I guarantee you're going to want to load up the family and come on down.
Come on down. We're going to talk about that because there's some tier parking where you can sit up at the top and picnic and grill out. We're going to talk about that in a moment. I want to send a big shout out to our buddy Bill Patrick, who's feeling a little bit under the weather today. He was going to be with us and he can't be here. So I know last year we did a count. I think he brought me over the course of the season about 20 different drivers to the show. He's already brought me Brad Tigg this year when we were down at Food City in Jonesboro. So Bill's feeling a little puny today, but he's tougher than the Pine Knot. He's going to bounce back, and so can't thank him enough because he said, hey, you want me to bring Nasty Jones? You want me to bring this guy, that guy? Well, sure. So that helps promote the track, and so thanks to Bill Patrick, and I look forward to working with him.
We want to give a big shout out to Bill. Bill's actually worked with us several years, and he's a big part of Kingsport Speedway, and we want to thank him for everything he does, coming on the Tom Taylor Show, lining up these drivers. We want to give a big shout out and hope he gets to feeling better soon.
Thinking about you, big guy. Get to feel him better real soon because he's a very key part of the Kingsport Speedway. Tomorrow, you are jacked up and excited about what's going on tomorrow right down the road to the Johnson City Mall.
We are so excited. This is actually our 8th mall show since 2011. We've done them in the past. It's our 2nd one at the Johnson City Mall. We've done them at the Kingsport Mall previous. And last year was just phenomenal, and we are getting geared up. Actually put the cars in tonight after the mall closes. So when you show up at the Johnson City Mall first thing in the morning, you're going to see some awesome race cars.
How many cars are going to be in there?
We've actually got 28 lined up to be there. A lot of new cars, a lot of new drivers, a lot of the older cars that have freshened up their look for the 2018 season. So we want to invite everybody out, bring the family, bring the kids. They'll get their pictures made with drivers, sit in race cars, and it's just going to be a great time tomorrow to get our season kicked off.
Absolutely. And of course, we were there last year, and we found out after the fact that it was one of the bigger days, and the Johnson City Mall had shopping-wise all year long that folks came in, and so they want bodies in the mall, and so after they met the drivers, they went and spent money, and they loved that.
Oh, yeah. The stores in the mall, they love it when the race cars come to town because the husbands can look at the cars and the wives can go shopping.
There you go.
It's good for everybody.
Everybody wins.
That's right.
We're talking to Karen Tunnell again. We're going to be there tomorrow. Actually, I'm broadcasting some as well here by Facebook and on the website, TomTaylorSports.com. So what do you feel like? Because you're there. You run the place. You got a great staff to help you. But what do you feel like is the best selling point about Kingsport Speedway for folks out there who've never been there? And we run across that all the time. We hope to keep changing that and getting people over there. But what do you feel like the selling point is to the Speedway?
I feel like our biggest selling point is the amount of entertainment that you're getting for your dollar. It's $10 for adults. Kids 12 and under is free. We've got 5 different divisions of racing. You can come in there on any given night, and we've got great car counts, great action. I mean, it's just something for the family to do. It's Friday nights after we get past our 3 opening Saturdays. We always do that because the weather gets a little warmer to where we can have it on Friday. It gives you something to do on Friday, gives you the weekend for free, and we have our kids club. Beth Clendenin heads that up. We do kids power wheels race once a month, so it's just kind of something that gets the whole family involved, and we're trying to get back to the grassroots of NASCAR. So I really look forward to this season. You're going to see some changes around the track. We're putting the old stripes back on the track and just going to try to give it that vintage look, and try to get the new generation to see what it was like back in the day with Kingsport Speedway.
You got it. And so very, very exciting. And I know one of the things I like personally is the fact when Bill comes and promotes the shows, the racing on Friday show, you guys and ladies are big about promoting and thanking our veterans and our military folks.
Yes, that's the history of America, and if it wasn't for these guys that have fought for our freedom and still fighting for our freedom, we wouldn't have what we have today. We wouldn't be able to enjoy our Friday nights. So yes, we like to thank our military and all the veterans, and we appreciate everything each and every one of them does for us.
Preach it. I love it. I love it. I love it. There is a website. Tell me, how do we get to it and what will we find?
Yes, it's www.newkingsportspeedway.com. We keep all of our points, rules, if you're looking to build a car, buy a car, all of that information, sponsors, our schedule on what's going to be running. We've got the Cars Tour coming up this year, Southeast Super Trucks. We're going to run the Vintage class once a month, so you're going to feel like you go back in time when you come out and see these vintage guys, and just a whole lot going on. Food City is our first sponsor of the year for the first race, so we always look forward to having the Food City folks on board. So Food City.
There you go. Right here, the Food City 500. So we'll be at Food City next Friday. We'll be at Food City in Churchill. So we'll be back in Food City starting next Friday, and we go out 3 or 4 times a month. So today we're here at Freddy's, but we're talking to Karen Tunnell. So I know you're super excited. Tell us one more time about tomorrow. This is a free event, by the way, at the Johnson City Mall. Starts at what time?
It starts at 10 a.m. and we'll go to 9 p.m. tomorrow night. There's a lot of new talent and a lot of young talent. A lot of drivers we've got coming up that don't even have a driver's license. So it's going to be a lot of fun, real interesting. We've got some older drivers, Paul Schul. Paul's been a fixture at Kingsport Speedway and Lonesome Pine Raceway for many years. He's got a new car, new look, Dodge Challenger body, looks great. Trey Lane, Dodge Challenger. So there's several. Hannah Seal, she's going to be driving for Paul Schul this year. A young lady is going to step up and try it at Kingsport Speedway. So there's a lot of good things that's going to go on tomorrow. Come out and join us.
And we're looking for the next Danica Patrick who stepped away from the sport. So there are ladies that you'll see on Fridays and Saturday nights at the Speedway, right?
That's exactly right, young ladies. So look forward to having Hannah, and just look forward to a really exciting season with the increased car counts, and a lot of great things going to happen.
It all starts, opening day is March the 24th. Yeah, and they do run on Saturdays for daylight savings time and while the weather's cool, and then once you get past those first 3 races, you go back to the traditional Friday night, right?
Yes, you can also check us out on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. We use a lot of Facebook, so check us out on Kingsport Speedway. That's the best way to keep up daily with what we're doing.
She's a marketing machine, this lady is. So we'll look forward to seeing you over there tomorrow. Appreciate you very much. And again, thanks for coming over here. And we're going to look forward to working with you all season long.
Thanks for having us, Tom.
Yep. Neat lady, Karen Tunnell, giving the Kingsport Speedway. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Freddy's here on show number 695. They said this would never work, and we're heading towards 700 next week. And we'll be right back with more right after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue in the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12, they're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live again here. We are at Freddy's in North Johnson City, and place is packing out. It's lunchtime, and it's with good reason because it's great food at Freddy's. And so let's go to the phone way up here in Northern Virginia. He joins us twice a week. He's our regular NASCAR fan reporter, our buddy Mike Hedrick. Hello to J.T. Holloman, by the way, watching. Hello to Mike Miller. Hello to Karen Tunnels watching. Thank you very much. And so let's go to Northern Virginia. Our buddy Mike Hedrick. Good afternoon, my good friend. How are you?
It's great up here. I got a little bit of NASCAR on the TV over there. The cars are on the track, and so, yeah, we're getting ready to do some racing this weekend.
You got a triple header coming up in Atlanta, so we got lots to talk about, and let's talk about some Atlanta track facts. What's going on with Atlanta Motor Speedway? It's a track the drivers love to race at.
Well, it is, and it's really a great track out there, but the weather may be a little bit of an issue this weekend with the worst weather coming in there on Sunday. Now, Atlanta was supposed to have a repave this spring, but the drivers last year, we remember, gave a big fuss. They liked the feel of the track or whatever, so they didn't repave. But with this rain and the weepers, we may see them doing it. But it's a great track. It's built in 1960. It's a mile and 1.54 quad oval. Now, it has the same banking in both sides. We got 24-degree banking, 5 in the 5 degrees in the straightaways, and it's really a fun track. Like you guys have talked, you guys have really been saying, you know, that Jimmy Johnson's good there, and Fred Keselowski, and also Kevin Harvick. But really, Jimmy Johnson really does. Like you said, he's got the most wins. He needs to turn it around for himself, so it could be really good. Qualifying is going to be really important at Atlanta Motor Speedway. When I'm crunching the numbers, 13% of the wins come from the pole, 56 come from the top 5, and there's only been 7 times that somebody won in the 110 races outside of the top 10. So you really got to qualify down there real good. And that may be why we're seeing some real fast speeds out there on the track right now.
Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, probably 3 of your favorites going into the race. We've had a chance to follow up since you were with us on Tuesday. There's been more controversy, obviously, between Darrell Wallace and Denny Hamlin. Now, Kevin Harvick's in on it saying, hey, Denny, you just need to keep your mouth shut about this Adderall. So what's your take on all the fussing and fuming off the track? I know NASCAR probably likes it because it's going to sell some tickets for this weekend, but what's your take on all this, Mike Edrick?
Well, I think it's a big to-do about really, maybe not a whole lot. I think Denny Hamlin really learned from this lesson here that, you know, that people do pay attention when he says. He had like a little blog thing going on there, and he got kind of carried away just talking to his buddies, and he let that one out. And we can see the reaction back from some of the guys. Darrell Wallace didn't like that at all. Kevin Harvick really didn't like that, like you said, and gave him really good advice, you know. You might want to just stick to racing and keep your mouth shut on some of these kinds of things. But I don't know that we'll see that play out on the track a little bit. I was kind of curious of why Darrell Wallace and Denny Hamlin got into the bouncing their cars together a little bit. That may have been something different, just the way they race hard on the track. But yeah, it's yeah, you gotta like sometimes, you know, being a guy like me with a prosthetic, I sometimes put my foot in my mouth, and it's a little easier because I can just take it off. But yeah, Denny put his foot in his mouth.
Oh, you are hilarious. We're talking to Mike Hedrick again, our buddy from Northern Virginia, who'll be with us here. We get to Bristol coming up in about 50 days. We'll be racing for the Xfinity Series, 450 laps on that doubleheader on that Saturday, April the 14th. And, of course, on the ball cap, the Food City 500, 51 days out. Jimmy Johnson will be back in town, obviously, to defend his crown. Mike, you look at the Cup race for Sunday. Harvick sat on the pole, led for 100 laps last year. Had some problems in the pits to allow Brad Keselowski to pick up the first of his 3 wins in 2017. The Xfinity race, Kyle Busch is not in the field this year, but he had won 2 straight years where he'd sat on the pole and then turn around and won the race. He will be in the truck race. Christopher Bell, who won the race a year ago in the Truck Series, is not going to be there. So we're going to crown 2 new champions tomorrow in the Xfinity and Truck Series in Atlanta, which is always exciting. So, again, we talked about the Cup. You got to look at Harvick and Keselowski and certainly Jimmy Johnson. Who else would you see as a dark horse to win the Cup race on Sunday?
Well, I think you got to look at all these new drivers. I mean, you have so many guys that are out there. I mean, you know, some of the big questions that we have going coming out of Daytona, not everything was really answered. I mean, are the Fords and the Penske's really going to stay that strong? Is Jimmy Johnson? I mean, he's got doesn't have a win streak here in a while. Is he going to break that? And if so, where is he going to break that? Martin Truex, is he going again this year here be the king of the stage race? And probably one of the bigger questions is who's going to get a race win first, Chase Elliott or the young William Byron? I think right now we're still looking at the season development. I think we're still going to see, and maybe Atlanta is really going to help us see who really are going to be the powerhouse drivers this season here. And some guys are really in a big hole right now because we know Jimmy Johnson had that wreck at Daytona. Well, he has 1 point. Right now, Ryan Blaney is in, if you look at our standings, Ryan Blaney has 58 points. Joey Logano, 50 points. Austin Dillon, 47 points. And Jimmy Johnson has just 1 point. That's a whole race. That's a whole race with only 42 cars in there. So there's some drivers that are in a hole right now just because of the way Daytona ended up. You're going to see those guys having to be very aggressive. You know, Jimmy Johnson, your Brad Keselowski's. I mean, he wrecked out too. Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, all those guys. So I think it's going to really help us set up how this season's really going to go and who the powerhouse drivers are. I think we're going to have some young guys that are going to stand right up there with the veterans.
Well, we haven't mentioned Kyle Busch, who runs well typically, obviously, in the Xfinity Series in Atlanta. So the other question, too, is Austin Dillon for real, or is this a fluke? you've got the Derry Copes and the Trevor Baines and now the Austin Dillons who kind of finagled their way into winning a Daytona 500. He earned it, obviously, but the question is he a one-hit wonder? Is he for real? So we'll see how he can come back this week. Ryan Blaney dominated the race at Daytona before he got into trouble. So this guy's another one you got to be watching. So there's a lot of what-ifs and a lot of possibilities in Atlanta. Of course, the weather may be the biggest culprit for that race coming up on Sunday, but if that's the case, they'll run it on Monday. So we'll see how this all kind of gets going for the racing for the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup season and the truck season and the Xfinity season coming up again this weekend in Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're talking to Mike Hedrick, the most valuable teams and drivers in the Polar Plunge for Special Olympics. What's this all about?
Well, hey, we know that NASCAR, the ratings have been down just a little bit, so that affects the sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. But really, I never really knew how much NASCAR, some of the teams are really worth. Forbes just released their list right now, and the top 8 NASCAR teams are worth an average of $158 billion. The top one's going to be your Hendrick Kids and Stuart Haas's. Those are the most valuable. And they have a pretty robust 4-car team. As you start coming down, Penske, they also expanded theirs, adding the number 12 car. Their worth is $142 million. They're up a little bit, but a lot of teams have kind of been pulling back. Roush, they now rank 6th at $140 million. Richard Childress is also just running 2 cars. Richard Petty's only one who's run 1 car. Furniture Row, they're running just 1 car after the championship last year. So a lot of them are, so about $140, $150 million like that is what they're running. The sponsorship has tightened their belts. One of the areas that they haven't tightened their belts is how much some of the drivers are getting paid. I looked into that, and of course, Dale Jr. made the most last year. Dale Jr. Made $22 million alone last year between the salary and the top merchandise. Jimmy Johnson came in second at $19.2 million. Kyle Busch was third at $14.7 million. Denny Hamlin at $14.6 million. Kevin Harvick rounds out the top 5 at $13.6 million. So the top players are really making some money right there. And the Polar Plunge. This is going to be fun. I have the opportunity again to MC and host like we do with our golden voices there, Tom. But the 14th annual Potomac River Polar Plunge here at Thames River Shore, right on the Potomac River. Now what this is it's an event to help raise money for Virginia Special Olympics. And it really does that. These fundraisers have raised up some money so that they can go into the icy Potomac River. It's really icy over there. And most of them will be dressed up in crazy outfits. And, just seeing their freezing shock look when they come out of the water is amazing. But last year we raised up $110,000 for this event alone. And over the 14 years, we raised up a little over $1 million to help out Virginia Special Olympics. So you're going to see me out there. I'm not going to get in the water. They need me safe on the microphone outside. I'd go in the freezing cold water there with them there, Tom. But they need me safe and dry and warm on the microphone.
Are you going to be wearing like a bodysuit, like a spandex suit of anything? You're just going to, just in case you get tossed in the water, but you're going to be dressed okay? Is that right?
Well, okay, I think you just gave me just a terrible visual of me in spandex.
Exactly.
Tom, I don't know what you just did to all the listeners. People, you're glad that this is radio and you're not able to see this. That visual would have got you or whatever. But yeah, we stand there and it's just seen hundreds and hundreds of people come out. We have safety people that are out there in the water, the local fire department, and the police officers actually have on their cold water scuba gear, so they're in the water to ensure safety, and it's a great event. Around here locally, that starts off our whole season, being around the water and the boating season, and to raise money for Special Olympics. Here in Virginia, we've been watching the Olympics, and that's kind of on everybody's mind, but the special people that are in Special Olympics, with their own challenges before they even get to the events is remarkable, and it's wonderful to be able to do something like that. But like I said, we raised up about $110,000 last year, and hopefully do a little bit more this year.
Great report as always. He'll join us again on Monday. We'll be in the lobby, as a matter of fact, at Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll be inside of 50 days of racing, and he'll be with us again on Monday, give us a full report of what happened over the weekend in Atlanta. If it rains it out on Sunday, there is rain being called for in Atlanta like it is here, then they'll run it on Monday. So either way, we'll get a report from our buddy Mike Hedrick. What do you want to leave us with, my friend, for this Friday visit?
Hey, I just want to leave everybody everybody, hey, it's got a lot of great racing going on, and there's a lot of just wonderful things. Take care of everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. God bless everybody real good. And, hey, how about some screen taters, Big Tommy?
Screen taters, Big Tommy. There you go, our buddy Mike Hedrick. Love him to death. Woo-hoo, does a great job. We'll talk to him on Monday. Appreciate him very much. Again, great job. And we're, again, very lucky to have guys like he and Doug Fritz and Jeff Birchfield coming up. We got our basketball segment. We'll give you the very latest on all these programs. Over 20 college basketball programs now they've called out on some illegal going on with this FBI investigation. We're talking the big boys. Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky. You got the big boys in trouble. And so where there's smoke, there's fire. We'll give you the very latest on all that's going on. But first, he's here. And we've got him for a few minutes because he is pretty good lunch crowd. I will say, pretty good lunch crowd in here. By the way, I want to say hello to Don Raines, one of my heroes in the radio business. Although we're not on the radio anymore, back in the day when I was on the radio, Don and Ken Manus, love those guys to death. Don was in here, had lunch a few minutes ago, says the food is great at Freddy's. Good seeing you, and I have the utmost respect for Don Raines, who used to run Citadel Broadcasting back in the day, along with Ken Manus and two of the good guys. This guy's a good guy, too. And how about your buddy Ronnie came here today?
Yeah, Ronnie was Sprint. He came by and seen us.
Gave us a new gizmo.
Got you set up there today.
Oh, this thing's rocking. They're watching us in
Bangladesh.
Today. No, there's no choppiness today. It's cooking on all the cylinders. Yeah. Thanks to Ronnie, which is your boyhood friend.
Yeah, we grew up together over in Elizabethton area. So we've known each other all our lives. He manages a place here in Johnson City. I manage a place here in Johnson City.
Great guy. And this is a great guy too. He's the store manager here at Freddy's, and so. Take off. Where do you want to go? You got lots to tell us.
Yeah. So this week, I didn't even write this down. It's been happening so much. So it's Freddy's 93rd birthday this week. We've been celebrating it. So we've been doing 93-cent single scoop custards all week long. Chocolate, vanilla, freshly churned all day long. We keep it just going. That machine works. It works. It's the hardest working thing in the store. It never stops. We've been doing that, and we'll do that up till the 25th, and then that promotion stops. But also starting right now, we've got the Oreo Mint Concrete, which when I say concrete, it's blended slightly, still thick enough you could turn it upside down and it wouldn't come out. That's where it gets its name from. Thick enough to eat with a spoon. We can blend them up a little bit more and make a shake out of it if you like. We got the Alaska wild-caught codfish. It's got sandwich. We can do 3-piece, 4-piece.
Love it.
Oh yeah, you tried it the other night, didn't you?
Oh, that's what I get every time I come in here.
It's we've got it for a few more weeks, so it's really good. It's been I've ate it probably more times than I should admit.
It's good. Yeah. Codfish, good. It's full of omega-3 fish oil. Yeah. Fish is good for you. So when I get off the show today, probably gonna sit right here and eat me 3 or 4 pieces of fish and give me some of those shoestring potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Can't beat it.
And chase it with a little, maybe a PB&C.
Probably a PB&C, very good, or Hawaiian Delight, with little strawberries and pineapple, coconut, macadamia nuts on it.
These are the Freddy specialties.
Yep.
Now, tell me about the custard. People keep asking me because I go around telling everybody how good the custard is. It's like it was when I was a kid. All I can tell you is it's rich, and it's, I guess, thicker. How would you describe the custard?
It's richer, less denser, less moisture in it than ice cream. It's basically the best way I've described it, it's what ice cream wishes it could be. It ain't got the crystals in it, how ice cream freezes up and stuff like that. It's just so smooth, and there's I don't think there's anybody in this area that does frozen custard.
It's awesome. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate or vanilla with 30 toppings up there that you can add in, throw on top, do whatever you like. Strawberry, pineapple, brownies, cookie dough.
There's the toppings. Coffee syrup, mint syrup, cookie dough, chocolate chips, pecans, Snickers, Butterfingers, cherry, banana, coconut, whipped cream, even rainbow sprinkles.
Yeah.
Those are the toppings you can get.
Yeah.
So
got the famous dirt and worms for the kids, Oreos and gummy worms,
It's awesome.
Speaking of the kids, we always have fundraisers too. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. We just had some place that you was familiar with came out, and they done very well Tuesday night. And the fundraisers are so easy to do, Tom. They're literally, you just come by, we set up a date, you get some flyers, we email you a flyer, you start handing out the flyers, getting the word spread out, and just send people in here, and that night you get 15% of the sales from 4 o'clock till 9 o'clock. I mean, you don't have to wait tables, you don't have to bus tables, you just hand out some flyers, send people in here.
And all they do at the cash register is hit that button that says fundraiser, and you get the credit for it.
Yeah, as long as they let us know they're here for the fundraiser, it's great. We was lined out the door the other night with Town Acres.
I knew you would be.
Kudos to them. Lined almost around the building there. So haven't seen it like that in a while since our last fundraiser.
Yeah.
So fundraisers tend to be a big night for groups, and it's such an easy way for them to raise money for whatever cause they're going for. Another, little leagues, it's that time. They need uniforms, softball, traveling teams. It's an easy way for them to raise some money for their uniforms and equipment this time of year. And speaking of sports, concession stands, Little League concession stands, high school concession stands, we sell cookies, our frozen cookies. I wish I would have brought one over here to show you guys. But
we'll go get one.
Yeah, here, let me go get one.
Look right there. We'll go get War Country. It ain't no big deal. We'll get one. Get you a couple of them, show them. These are props is what they call this. Coming up, we got our segment on basketball, got the National Hockey League, got some Major League Baseball. The spring training schedule starts today. So while he's talking about them, we'll go ahead and give you there you go. These are, check that out right there. That's
give you a
Freddy's
size
chocolate
of them
custard.
right there. Woo-hoo. So what I've been doing with a couple concession stands for some of the schools is selling these cookies to them for a discounted rate so they can sell them for in their concession stand and make a little bit of profit on it. Helps us out, helps them out. They get to make a little money for whatever effort they're going for. So, and I hope to get a couple of Little League teams or a couple of Little Leagues involved and help them out this summer. Because everybody love a custard cookie on a hot 90-degree day coming up.
You got it.
So
look right there. You can see a Nutter Butter right there where my finger is. My big old finger's in the way. Nutter Butter vanilla. Here's Nutter Butter chocolate. And then here is a chocolate on chocolate.
Yeah.
And, of course, you get the traditional chocolate with white vanilla custard as well. So you set those right there.
Yeah, we're good.
We're talking to our buddy.
I won't leave you one there, mine.
I'll get one after each. I'll get all over me. I love it.
Yeah.
So you got Little League teams. You've got the fundraisers. Here's something else you do, too, that we're involved in, is that you have a reading program
for
kids, and you reward kids for reading by coming back in and getting some free Sundays. Tell me about that.
So we've got these little cards, and it's got spaces to read 5 books on it. And all they have to do is read 5 books or have 5 books read to them. A teacher, librarian, parent signs off on it, and they bring it in. They get a free Sunday. I've got a whole stack of them. I told you last time I'm going to place a whole window full of them. But I'm working on it. I mean, the stack just keeps on getting higher and higher every week. So, and as the schools get more involved and I get out to schools to hand them out, it's just a simple treat for a kid for reading a couple of books. And I guarantee if I handed it out to some adults, they'd probably take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
you can't go wrong with Freddy's, of course. Anytime's a good time. What was really interesting, back when it was so cold, back early in the winter, I came in here and people were eating ice cream. I said, you said they eat as much ice cream in cold weather as they do hot weather.
Ice cream custard.
Wrong.
I caught you.
Custard. You're right.
You're
custard.
right. Dead of winter. I would dare say that we sell just as much during winter as we do in summer. People crave it. It don't matter if it's 0 degrees outside. They come by and get it. Thank goodness we didn't have too many those single-digit days this winter, but it's still done good.
Amen, brother. Let's talk about the custard. We've talked about that. Let's talk about the food. Let's start with the sandwiches. Tell me about the Freddy's Original Double.
Oh, best-selling item in the store by far. It's 2 cheese patty, or 2 if you don't like cheese, and it's lean ground beef, and it's slightly thicker center with crispy edges, caramelized edges. It's just a good, wholesome burger. It's like a burger I ate way back in the day. I can't remember where it is, but now I know where it is. It's here. So you can get them with any toppings you want on it. We got a patty melt if you like that. You can get a triple, single, double. My favorite's the double. But we got chicken sandwich on the menu, salads, whatever you'd like. But the double, the original double, by far, is the best.
You got a kids menu too. Now, our first guest, our buddy Jeff Birchfield from the Johnson City Press. I said, "What'd you get?" He said, "I got me a double steak burger, California style."
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So we make it a little bit different. So on the very bottom of the bun, we've got our Freddy sauce on it, which is like a sweet Thousand Island, lettuce and tomato, and then your 2 cheese patties, and then a full slice of onion on top, and then the top bun. It's really good combination. Really good combination. We got our shoestring fries seasoned perfectly every day. We cook them fresh. That's one thing I didn't mention earlier. Like, we never start cooking your food until you order it. So it's freshly made. It's not considered fast food. It's fast casual. So it's not in a flash or anything like that. We don't start cooking it until you order it. So it's hot and fresh for you every time.
We're talking to Randall Jenkins, the store manager at Freddy's. Coming up, we got our basketball segment. Big night tonight in high school basketball. Colleges tomorrow, big Saturday, winding down the regular season. And also we get to the very latest in the NBA. And the Bucks play tonight, too, trying to clinch the Southern Conference Championship. We'll tell you all about that. That's Star Wars night tonight at Freedom Hall. We'll tell you all about that, which is right around the corner from where we are. Randall, if you don't want meat, you've got a veggie burger.
Oh, yeah, we got a veggie burger, black bean veggie burger. It's almost made just the same way as the Cali. It's got the Freddy sauce on it, lettuce, tomato, cheese on that veggie black bean burger, and topped off a full slice of onion.
And then if you don't want a hamburger, or steak burger as we call it, you got a grilled chicken breast sandwich
got
too.
Got a grilled chicken breast sandwich, and we can do you a garden salad or a grilled chicken salad or a crispy chicken salad. So,
and if you don't want the shoestring fries, you got onion rings.
Got onion rings. We got chili cheese fries, fried pickle chips. Choices are. I can find something that you'll like.
Yeah,
I promise.
Exactly.
So.
And then if you don't like any of that, he's got the Chicago dogs.
We've got the 100% all beef Vienna hot dogs served on a big toasted bun. You got the Chicago dog. You can dress it any way you like, which is chili cheese, mustard, or whatever you like on it. The Chicago is very popular. It's got sports peppers, a pickle, tomato, celery salt on it, diced onions, mustard, and relish. That's a mouthful. I'm glad I got all that right.
You get all these in the combos too. There's 8 different combos to choose from.
Yeah, everything.
Open 7 days a week, and again, you've got for the custard, you got the mini, the regular, and the large. You got the concretes. You got shakes. I don't guess we were talking about the malts. Tell me about the malts.
It's just older flavor. You know, you think about the malt shops back in the day. Well, it's just that flavoring. It's really good. We sell. It's a malt shake. So those who like malt knows what it is. So it's great. And I was going to tell you, you said big sports night tonight. A lot of high school basketball. We'll be out at Daniel Boone selling cookies tonight. So for them, I forgot about that. It is a big night.
And something we don't talk a lot about, and I'm going to start talking more about it because I got one not too long ago, was a custard cake. You take your Freddy's custard cake to a birthday party or a get-together. Tell me about the custard cake.
Custard cake, so it's a double-layer cake. It's a custard cake. We put yellow cake in it, layer it up with whatever type of custard that you like, vanilla, chocolate, and with whatever toppings you want mixed in. Freeze that back together. Dress it up however you want. We can ride on them. We can dress in whatever colors you want. Whatever event, if you want to put a baseball on it, if you want to put whatever, we'll dress it up anyway. The best thing is about it is it's frozen custard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can just have it anytime. You just come by and pick it up, or come by and order it, and we can have it ready for you the next day if it's a special order. Or we keep anywhere from 6 to 8 on hand. When we can keep them, they sell pretty quick. So, come on by and try a cake out.
So if you want a custard cake, you want a cookie, you want a steak burger, you want the mint
Oreo.
Mint and concrete right now they've got. You want a fish, you want the codfish, you want a steak burger, you want shoestring fries. It's all right here at Freddy's. Plus, you got the great 50s music going on, too.
Can't beat that.
Oh,
Can't
man.
beat that atmosphere.
Oh, man.
Everybody's happy, having a good time. Got a little oldies music going on a little bit.
I was in here Wednesday night after church, and I sat down and was eating the fish, and my girl came on, the Temptations. I just started singing along.
Yeah,
Love me some Motown.
I get tickled. All my team, they know all these songs.
Oh, yeah.
They know we sing them throughout the store.
It's good music, too.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
That's
good,
real
wholesome
music.
Yeah. That's when music was music.
You got it. Preach it, brother.
So,
I know you'll get back at it. I appreciate it.
sir.
What do you want to leave us with, my friend?
Just come on by. We're at 928 North State of Franklin here in front of the new Food City, or it's not. I guess it's not new anymore. The big new Food City on North State of Franklin. And if y'all need any information, it's 282-1114. I'm here pretty much every day of the week.
Yep.
Call me up. Ask any questions that you want. Thanks, sir.
And I want to squeeze in, too, because when he's not here, he is a Carter County Commissioner. And I would tell you right now, having known this man, that it's election season, and if you're in Carter County, and which district are you in?
6th District.
6th District.
That's Hampton, Valley Forge, Elk Mills, Butler, Pogey.
And he's running for re-election.
Yeah.
So he don't want to say it, but I want to say you would be wise to vote for this man. He is honest, upright, Christian guy, believes in what's best for Carter County, and so he's running for re-election in the 6th District. And would like to have your vote.
I appreciate that.
When's election day?
It's second day of May.
There you go.
So
May 2nd. We want to re-elect Randall Jenkins to Carter County Commission, 6th District. You got some good things going on in the Carter County Commission, aren't they?
Yeah, it's always something. We got to stay busy. That's what we got to stay focused and move ahead. That's the only way. We can't get stagnant in county business. If
there you
we
go.
slow down, that's when things don't get nothing done.
That's
Got
it.
to stay active every day.
Trying to make it a better place for everybody to live.
Always. I want it to be a good place for my youngin to live and his youngins to live. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. So there you go. May 2nd, he's running for re-election, but during the day, he runs a fantastic store here at Freddy's in North Johnson City in the state of Franklin. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back, and we're going to jump in and talk basketball. Lots of hoops in this breaking story. We'll run through it again. We got the big boys in trouble as per this FBI investigation. And so some heads are going to roll in this one, I promise you. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We're at Freddy's in North Johnson City. Show number 695 today at the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. your one-and-done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. It's about to hit the proverbial fan here in college basketball. This breaking story is huge for a lot of ways, and so we will run that down for you right now. Let's tell you what the very latest is. Players from more than 20 Division I basketball programs, men's basketball programs specifically, have been identified as possibly breaking NCAA rules to violations that were uncovered by the FBI's investigation into corruption into the sport. Schools identified by Yahoo as having players who possibly violated NCAA rules include Duke, North Carolina, Texas, Kentucky, Michigan State, Southern Cal, and Kansas. At least 25 players are linked to impermissible benefits, including Michigan State's Miles Bridges, Alabama's Colin Sexton, and Duke's Wendell Carter. The documents obtained by Yahoo detail the work of former NBA agent Andy Miller and his agency, ASM Sports. Reporting the documents showed cash advances and entertainment and travel expenses paid for college prospects and their families. This is going to affect college basketball immediately. 36 Division I programs, including many of the sport's traditional powers, might be facing NCAA sanctions once the FBI releases information it acquired during its investigation. A source familiar with the investigation, which includes more than 4,000 conversations intercepted through wiretaps and financial records, emails, and other records seized from Miller's office, has been told to ESPN that many of the sport's top coaches and players might be implicated, calling Miller's records the NCAA's worst nightmare. So here is a partial list of folks, including schools that have players receiving $10,000 or more. $10,000 or more. Potential impermissible benefits and preferential treatment for players and families, including these schools: Duke, North Carolina, Texas, Kentucky, Michigan State, Southern Cal, Alabama, North Carolina State, Seton Hall, LSU, Maryland, and the Washington Huskies. Schools named in the expense reports. These are thousands of dollars reported being paid to college and high school players and their families: South Carolina, Louisville, Utah, Xavier, Wichita State, Clemson, Kansas, Michigan State, Southern Cal, and Texas. I'm telling you, this is going to blow the lid off of college basketball. Here are schools with active players that are implicated. These are guys that took money to play at these schools. Alabama's Colin Sexton, at Duke, Wendell Carter, at Kentucky, Kevin Knox, Michigan State, Miles Bridges, South Carolina, Brian Bowen, Texas, Eric Davis Jr., and Southern Cal, Benny Boatwright. Schools that had former players implicated that took money to play basketball there: Clemson, Creighton, Iowa State, Kansas, Louisville, LSU, Maryland, NC State, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Seton Hall, Utah, Vanderbilt, Virginia, Washington, Wichita State, and Xavier. Again, Teams and players allegedly involved, at least 6 players identified in the documents as receiving payments exceeding $10,000, including Dallas Maverick point guard Dennis Smith, who got $73,000 in loans before he played for North Carolina State. Brooklyn Nets shooting guard Isaiah Whitehead received more than $37,000 around the time he was a freshman at Seton Hall. And the number 1 draft pick of the 2017 draft season, Markelle Fultz, who received $10,000. Other teams with current or former players who allegedly received payments: South Carolina, Louisville, Utah, Xavier, Wichita State, Clemson, and Alabama. Other players named include former LSU guard Tim Quarterman, former Maryland center Diamond Stone, and former Kentucky center Bam Adebayo. These allegations, if true, point to the systematic failures that must be fixed and fixed now if we want college sports in America, so says NCAA President Mark Emmert. Simply put, people who engage in this kind of behavior have no place in college sports. They are an affront to all those who play by the rules. Emmert noted that the formation this past October of the Independent Commission on College Basketball intended to provide recommendations on cleaning up the sport. And so, set tight. Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina State, and Xavier all issued statements saying they would cooperate with authorities. Wildcats coach John Calipari denied any relationship with Miller or his associates, nor utilized any agent to provide any financial benefits to current or former Kentucky student athletes. UK Athletic Director Mitch Barnhart and University President Eli Capolato said there will also be an internal review. And so, set tight. North Carolina State Athletic Director Debbie Yao says that the university disassociated itself from Miller in 2012, sending a 10-year disassociation letter to the agent and his businesses. Xavier coach Chris Mack said he has no relationship with Miller or any of his associates. Well, somebody's lying. If the FBI has got 4,000 wiretaps and financial records and conversations, and they got where these schools, these players have gotten money. Again, you've got Dallas Maverick point guard Dennis Smith receiving $73,500 in loans while he played at North Carolina State. Brooklyn Nets shooting guard Isaiah Whitehead received more than $37,000 around the time he was a freshman at Seton Hall. Number 1 draft pick in the NBA, Markelle Fultz, who got $10,000. Then somebody's lying, obviously. And do you go with the FBI investigation? You go with what these coaches are saying? We had no knowledge of this, and we didn't have anything to do with this Andy Miller and this sports agency. Well, somebody's lying like a dog. Now, if the FBI has it on record of 4,000 wiretaps and financial records, what the old boy say on Dragnet, the facts don't lie. So set tight. It's going to get real interesting real quick, and with March Madness right around the corner, it'll be interesting to see how this impacts these teams playing in the tournament in March Madness. So big news, breaking news story out of college basketball. Hello to Renee McNeil, Louise Stallworth. Hello, young lady. Appreciate you watching us. Kim Brown. Thank you very much for watching the show and being part of the show. We're live here at Freddy's in North Johnson City. Having said all that, let's take a look at college basketball from last night. You had one upset. Memphis at home knocks off 23rd ranked Houston. The Cougars go into Memphis and lose by 6, 91-85. Other winners last night, you had number 9 Purdue on the road, a 9-point win at Illinois. 25th ranked Cincinnati, the Bearcats, with a 25-point win over UConn. It was 6th ranked Gonzaga winning last night by 5 points. 14th ranked Arizona goes into Oregon State and wins in overtime, 75-65. And also St. Mary's beat Pepperdine last night by 14, 75-61. Top 25 games tonight. You have 2. Rhode Island hosting the Dayton Flyers. Rhode Island 18th in the country and 22-4. And they'll take on Dayton tonight at 7 o'clock in Rhode Island. And 16th ranked Ohio State, the Buckeyes, will be at Indiana tonight to battle the Hoosiers. The Buckeyes at 23-7, Indiana at 16-13 on the season. And that's what's going on tonight. Men's top 25. Tomorrow, all kinds of games. I would think some of the schools, or in fact all the schools we just named, will be a little belt tightening, I would think, between now and their games tomorrow. Tennessee, 19th ranked Volunteers will be at Ole Miss. Of course, Tennessee was not named in any of these reports, which is good news. The Volunteers are 20-7 at Ole Miss, 12-16, a 1 o'clock tip-off tomorrow afternoon. 17th ranked Michigan will be at Maryland. 13th ranked Wichita State travels to SMU. 3rd ranked Villanova. Villanova will be, as we said, at Creighton to battle the Blue Jays tomorrow at 2:30. Nova at 25-3, Creighton at 19-9. 15th ranked Clemson tomorrow, hosting Georgia Tech. Clemson at 20-7, Georgia Tech 11-17. Top ranked Virginia, the Cavaliers, a 4 o'clock tip. They'll be in Pittsburgh to battle the Panthers. Virginia at 25-2, Pitt at 8-21 on the season. Good ball game tomorrow, maybe the best matchup of the day. 8th ranked Kansas, the Jayhawks at 22-6, playing at Texas Tech. 6th ranked Red Raiders, they are 22-6. That's a real good matchup tomorrow. Iowa State will be in Morgantown to battle the West Virginia Mountaineers in a 6 o'clock tip-off tomorrow evening. Mountaineers 21st in the country at 20-8. Iowa State at 18-14 on the season. Also, some more ball games tomorrow night. Some good matchups. Number 6 Gonzaga at 26-4 will be at BYU, who's 22-8 on the season. 12th ranked Auburn, the War Eagles will be in Florida to battle the Gators. Auburn at 24-4 and 12th in the country. The Gators are at 17-11. Also tomorrow, 14th ranked tomorrow night, 14th ranked Arizona at Oregon. Arizona at 22-6, and the Oregon Ducks at 18-10. A couple of other ball games. 22nd ranked St. Mary's tomorrow, hosting Santa Clara. St. Mary's at 26-4. 5th ranked Duke, the Blue Devils at 23-5 tomorrow night, hosting Syracuse 18-10. And then Middle Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders at 22-5, 24th in the country, hosting University of Alabama Birmingham tomorrow in men's top 25 college basketball. Tonight, East Tennessee State, the Buccaneers, at home to take on the Wofford Terriers tonight on a Friday night game. It's Fan Appreciation Night, highlighted by a number of giveaways to say thank you to the best fans in the Southern Conference. The first 1,000 fans at Freedom Hall tonight receiving a special Steve Forbes collectible bobblehead sponsored by Johnson City Honda. Also, the first 225 students in attendance getting a long-sleeve dry-fit T-shirt and a special post-game autograph session tonight, including members of the team and Star Wars characters. A limited number of team posters sponsored by our great sponsor, Food City, will be available after the game. And fans can also bring their own items to have autographed tonight. It's a Star Wars themed night, and that'll be happening again tonight at Freedom Hall, Johnson City. Tip-off again at 7 o'clock tonight. Also, ETSU fans are encouraged to wear their favorite Star Wars costumes and participate in a special costume contest. Also, commemorative ETSU Star Wars themed posters tonight will be part of a pregame silent auction to benefit Niswonger Children's Hospital. So a lot going on tonight, again, at Freedom Hall in Johnson City for the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State, trying to finish things off for the regular season by winning the conference regular season championship. And just in the nick of time, DeSana Bradford, who sit out the Bucks, lost to the Citadel with an ankle sprain, expected to be back in the lineup when Wofford and the leading scorer in the conference, Fletcher McGee, visit Freedom Hall tonight at 7 o'clock. The Bucks at 23-6 can clinch at least a share of the Southern Conference regular season championship with a victory. The Bucks now 14-2 in the Southern Conference, clinging to a one-game lead in the conference race. 2 games left. UNC Greensboro right on their heels at 13-3 on the season. Wofford 19-10 overall, 10-6 in the Southern Conference. And they bring to town, again, Mr. McGee, who's in the house. 6'4" junior guard for Wofford, 129 threes he's made this season, 14 more than anybody else. Number 1 3-point shooter in the country. Comes in leading the Southern Conference in scoring at 23 points a game, and has been averaging 29 points over the last 3 games. Fletcher McGee, an outstanding talent coming to town with the Wofford Terriers. Hello, Jerry Keller. Hello, Tank Morrell. Hello, Darius Hensley. Hello, Mike Hedrick. Hello, Don Raines. Hello, Karen Tunnell. And hello to Bill Patrick. And so that's coming up again tonight, right down the road at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. Both Milligan teams lose yesterday in their respective rounds of the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. They're out. Again, the men's team losing 83-75. Second seeded came in with a 6-game winning streak. The number 2 seed in the tournament losing. They're eliminated. And then the Lady Buffs lose their game last night as well, as they lose to Bryan 69-64. Sarah Robinson, 24 points, 10 boards, and a losing cause for Milligan. And again for Aaron Labarte had a 25-point, 25-rebound ball game, notching his 22nd double-double of the season. The 25 rebounds ties the Milligan school record in a single game. David Cassidy, again, also had 17 points and a losing cause to the Buffs last night as they lose and eliminated now in the tournament. What else happening in basketball? East Tennessee State's Lady Bucks win on the road at Birmingham against Sanford, 64-52. Brittany Zell's 200th career win. Lady Bucks now go to, on the season, 18-10 overall and 11-2 in the Southern Conference. Tiana Tarter from here at Johnson City led everybody with 25 points and 8 rebounds for the Lady Bucks. Big win last night. The Lady Vols back in the win column. They blow out Florida on the road in Gainesville. Big win there for the Lady Vols of Holly Warlick. Needed a big win and got a big win last night. And again, try and get that final score for you for the Lady Vols winning it last night in women's college basketball. And let's see, it was Tennessee winning 70-42, blew out the Lady Vols big time. Freshman Rena Davis returning to her home state and notched her 7th career double-double. Leading a balanced attack is number 15, Tennessee defeated Florida 70-42. Jamie Nard had 13. Lady Vols now 22-6, 10-5 in the Southeastern Conference. Holly Warlick, her 150th career win against 52 losses. And so, again, the Lady Vols win on the road big time last night, 70-42. What else happening in sports and basketball? It's busy. We like it. We'll run down the regionals coming up in Tennessee in just a moment. Let's run down what's going on in Virginia. First off, for the boys coming up from yesterday, you had Covington defeating Bland County in the Region 1C tournament yesterday, 66-63 tonight. Region 1D tournament semifinals, UVA-wise, these are the guys. Eastside and Twin Valley at 4 o'clock. Chilhowie and Honaker at 7 o'clock. Then the Region 2 tournament at UVA-wise at 5:30. Graham takes on Wise Central in the nightcap. Mac McClung and Gate City takes on James Mitchell and Union. Place will be rocking tonight with 4 games. Eastside, Twin Valley at 4. Graham and Wise Central at 5:30. Chilhowie and Honaker at 7, and Union and Gate City at 8:30 tonight. All 4 of those games at UVA-wise, again in Southwest Virginia. For the girls' side in Virginia, coming up from last night, Eastside beat Chilhowie 55-35. Ryaco's ladies over Patrick Henry in the Region 1D tournament. Ryaco beat them by 1, 47-46. So also in the Region 2D tournament last night, Virginia High's Lady Bearcats win by 12 over Ridgeview, 56-44. Wise Central's ladies over Union hosting Morristown East. Those winners will play at Jeff County on Monday night at 6 and 7:30. In the semis, all their games start tonight at 7 o'clock. Now the boys play tomorrow. AAA boys tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Sal Doyle, Dobbins Minute, Daniel Moon at Jeff County, Crockett at Morristown East, and Sevier County at Science Hill. Those games tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. AA, Greenville at Unicoi County, Elizabeth and Cyclone boys team at South Green, Happy Valley at Granger, and Chucky Doak at Johnson County. All those tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And then Single A, Jellicoe at North Green, Hampton at Cosby, University High at Greenback, and Hancock County at Sullivan North. All those guys' games start again tomorrow as well. And that'll be coming up at 7 o'clock. College basketball, Drexel made history last night. Rallied from 34 points down against Delaware to win the game. Delaware led by 34 points late in the first half and by 27 at halftime. Drexel flipped the tables in the second half behind a huge night from Tremaine Isabel. He scored 29 points, 12 rebounds. They win at 85-83. The 34-point comeback set a new Division I record, breaking the previous record from 1950 when Duke came back from 32 points to beat Tulane. These guys were 34 points down. There should be a great reminder to everybody that you never quit. Down 34 points, and Drexel wins last night over Delaware in men's college basketball, which is pretty incredible. Not pretty incredible, it's really incredible. That's unbelievable, really. And so that's last night in men's college basketball. NBA last night. Let's take a look at the National Basketball Association back on the court after a long layoff, the All-Star game. It went like this last night. Charlotte, 15-point win over Brooklyn. The Knicks win by 7 in Orlando. The Cavaliers lose at home against Washington. Wizards got them 110-103. Philadelphia wins by 1 in Chicago against the Bulls. Oklahoma City beats Sacramento in Sacramento by 3. And Golden State puts their mark at 45-14. Hello, Jerry Keller. Hope you're having a great Friday. Golden State wins by 7 to run their record to 45-14 as they beat the Clippers 134-127. Tonight, NBA got some good ones. Milwaukee at Toronto, Minnesota at Houston, Portland at Utah, all 30-plus game winners playing against each other. Also tonight, Charlotte at Washington, the Hawks at Indiana. The Celtics will be in Detroit to battle the Pistons, Miami and New Orleans. You also have tonight Cleveland, Cavaliers, and Memphis to battle the Grizzlies. The Los Angeles Clippers at Phoenix. The San Antonio Spurs tonight at Denver. The Lakers hosting Dallas. That's basketball for tonight in the NBA. Whew, lots going on. We love it. Quick break. We'll come right back. We'll take a look at a Major League Baseball trade. Spring training game starting here in just a few minutes. And also the National Hockey League to wrap this thing up. We'll do that right after you hear this. We're here at the great place known as Freddy's. Oh, yeah, North Johnson City here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back with the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We are live again here at Freddy's for a few more minutes. Baseball news, the Tampa Bay Rays trading all-star designated hitter Corey Dickerson to the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for relief pitcher Daniel Hudson, minor league infielder Tristan Gray, and cash. The 28-year-old Dickerson was designated for assignment last Saturday. He was the American League starting DH in last summer's all-star game, but struggled to the plate. Hudson, a 30-year-old right-hander, went 2-7 with a 4.38 ERA last year in 71 appearances. He has been around the major leagues with Pittsburgh, the White Sox, and Arizona. And so Hudson, again, the trade, Tampa Bay trading all-star designated hitter Corey Dickerson to Pittsburgh in exchange for relief pitcher Daniel Hudson, minor league infielder Tristan Gray, and cash. Dickerson, by the way, batting .282 with 27 homers and 62 RBIs last season. And so he is now going to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. And the Devil Rays get Daniel Hudson and minor league infielder Tristan Gray and some cash in that transaction. Major League Baseball starts today, spring training. Again, everybody starts today, this weekend, getting ready to start at 1:05 in about 5 or 10 minutes. Tampa Bay at Baltimore, Red Sox hosting Minnesota, Detroit and New York against the Yankees, Washington and Houston, St. Louis at Miami, the Pirates at Tampa Bay, Philadelphia and Toronto, Atlanta and the Mets, Cincinnati later on today in Cleveland, the Cubs in Milwaukee, the Los Angeles Angels in Oakland, the White Sox and the Dodgers in spring training, Milwaukee and San Francisco, Seattle at San Diego, and Arizona playing against Colorado in spring training baseball. His family asking for privacy. The Giants statement read in part, "Please keep Orlando Cepeda and his family in your thoughts and prayers." Cepeda appeared healthy last month at former teammate Willie McCovey's 80th birthday party. Nicknamed the Baby Bull because of his thick build, Cepeda was the National League Rookie of the Year in 1958. He's in the hospital, and so he retired in 1974. Cepeda played 17 seasons, hitting .297, 379 home runs, and over 1,300 RBIs in the hospital. Again, Orlando Cepeda, the Baby Bull. So his family asking for prayer, and certainly understand that. On a sad note, from my alma mater, Marshall defensive lineman Larry Aaron, 19, died Thursday from a gunshot wound he suffered on New Year's Eve. Doc Holliday, the Marshall head football coach, said, quote, "Marshall University lost a very special young man. It has shocked and saddened all of us. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of Larry Aaron's family and friends, many of whom we were his fellow Thundering Herd teammates. Aaron was shot while at a New Year's Eve party in Maryland. He's reportedly standing by a wall when an altercation nearby broke out, resulting in gunfire at this party. Aaron was wounded by the gunfire while attempting to shield his girlfriend and was initially paralyzed with a gunshot." And so the school will hold a fundraiser in Aaron's memory at the men's basketball game tomorrow, selling 93 strong T-shirts for $20. So Larry Aaron, 19 years old, dying from a gunshot wound, played football at my alma mater, Marshall University. And finally in sports, before we get out of here, I want to run down last night the National Hockey League. The Predators all over San Jose last night. Preds now 37-14. They skate past San Jose in Nashville, 7-1 the final there. Other winners, Philadelphia skates past Columbus 2-1. Toronto a 4-3 shootout winner over the Islanders. Minnesota 4, New Jersey 2. Tampa Bay skates past Ottawa 4-3. Montreal a 3-1 winner over the New York Rangers. Florida skates past Washington 3-2. Buffalo on the ice, a 3-2 winner at Detroit. Calgary, a 5-2 winner at Arizona. Edmonton, a 3-2 win against the Colorado Avalanche. And Dallas skates past L.A., final there, 2-0. Good matchups coming up tonight. One big one, Winnipeg, 35-16, skating at St. Louis against the Blues at 34-23. Minnesota skates in New York against the Rangers. Penguins will be in Carolina. San Jose skates at Chicago against the Blackhawks. And the Vegas Golden Knights put their 40-16 record on the line against the Vancouver Canucks. And that'll be a 10:30 drop the puck in Las Vegas. And that's a look at the National Hockey League. Before we get out of here, I want to remind you about the good folks at Sprint. Got the Magic Box up here running today, and it is awesome. The brand new gizmo that we've got to help boost our signal. It's an actual miniature cell tower. And it's up here in the window. It's called the Magic Box. And so Sprint, having their big promotion tomorrow. Sprint says thanks tomorrow. Just go by and mention you have seen or watched this show. You get 25% off any accessory in the store, and they'll waive the activation fee for switching to Sprint. Can't beat that, folks. It's great. And so the iPhone for $30 a month. The iPhone 10, I might add, for $30 a month for new activation. iPhone 8, you lease one and get one. For every iPhone you lease, iPhone 8, I should say, every iPhone 8 you lease, you get one free. So lease one, get one. You also right now have the Moto Z Force 2. Get a free Amazon Alexa. This is normally $33 a month on your bill. They've whacked it a third, only $11 a month to lease the Moto Z Force 2. And also get a free Amazon Alexa while you do that as well. Also, the Samsung promo continues for the S8, $8 a month. The S8 Active, $12 a month. And the Note 8 is $18 a month. Again, at Sprint at North Rome Street here in North Johnson City in front of Longhorn Steakhouse. Also, you have iPhone 10 for $30 a month. And the unlimited Freedom 5 lines for $100 with Hulu for free, with also 5 free Moto E4 phones. Some great savings right now at your Sprint store. Again, in North Johnson City, right in front of Longhorn Steakhouse there on North Rome Street. If you get a chance, stop by there. It is awesome. And again, the iPhone 10 for $30 a month. The iPhone 8, lease one, get one. For everyone you lease, you get one free. The free LG G 8-inch tablet, which I use here. And we appreciate the opportunity to sit and look at all the folks. We did this yesterday. We did the baseball scrimmage. We went on our Tom Taylor Facebook page and did some scrimmage yesterday, some play-by-play, just kind of get ready to go for March the 13th, and had a ton of folks watching, and we appreciate that. And I could watch it on my tablet, and that's a neat feature for this tablet. So got those. Those are free at the Sprint store, again, in North Rome Street in North Johnson City. But again, Ronnie said be sure and tell them about that. When you lease a Moto Z Force 2, get a free Amazon Alexa. Normally it's $33 a month. It's down to only $11 a month on your tab. You can't beat that. Again, on your bill at Sprint. Again, North Rome Street, North Johnson City, right in front of Longhorn Steakhouse, right there on the corner of the Strip Plaza. Can't miss it. The big bright yellow Sprint lettering on the wall or on the building. It's a neat place. And also this Magic Box is dynamite. Love it, love it, love it. And again, the unlimited Freedom 5 lines for $100 with Hulu for free, with 5 free Moto E4 phones. So there you go. Hey, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Great show. Thanks to all of our guests. Jeff Birchfield from the Johnson City Press, Karen Tunnell from the Kingsport Speedway, Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR Fans Reporter, Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press, and also we had, of course, Randall Jenkins, the store manager here at Freddy's. We thank these folks so very much. Back in here next month as well. Monday, we'll take our show on the road to the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building in Bristol Motor Speedway, because come Monday, we'll be down to inside of 50 days of racing, to the racing action of the world's last great Coliseum. Again, see the front office at Food City, at any Food City, for details how to buy your tickets through Food City and get 500 bonus value points when you buy your tickets from Food City. Again, the Food City 500 tickets for adults are $50, kids 12 and under, only $10. And so if you buy either one of those tickets or both, you get 500 bonus value points every ticket you purchase. So again, if you buy 2 tickets, you get 1,000 bonus points, which is 6 gas visits at your local Food City. Can't beat that with a big stick. And of course, those gas visits are 15 cents off a gallon when you purchase your gas, but if you go on Wednesdays, it's double. You get 30 cents off. So it's a no-brainer to buy your tickets from the front office at any and all Food Cities, or going through the Midnight Madness sale as we speak here on this Friday, February the 23rd. Again, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We'll be back in the saddle Monday. We'll be live again at the Bruton Smith Building, again at Bristol Motor Speedway, getting ready for racing, talking more about the Food City 500. Can't wait. And so again, for all of our guests, Doug Fritz, Jeff Birchfield, Karen Tunnell, Mike Hedrick, and of course, Randall Jenkins, the store manager. This is Tom Taylor saying, as always, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Be sure and go to church on Sunday and honor and worship the King of Kings. He's worthy, because he is the best thing this world's ever seen, I can tell you that. Without him, there is no hope. So when you get a chance, be sure and go to church on Sunday and worship and praise. He's worthy, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the Lord Jesus Christ. And again, the question is always, as we wrap up our show, what are you going to do with Jesus? Either going to accept him or reject him. You have that choice, and everybody has to make that choice. See you Monday from Bristol Motor Speedway. Until then, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.